The UK is at a crossroads, with global tensions rising and threats lurking on every front, from cyber attacks to modern warfare. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has unveiled a defense plan that promises to transform Britain's military. But the question remains, is the UK truly ready to face a global threat? Or is this just another bold political promise? Today, we break it all down. Welcome to Power and Policy UK, where we dive deep into the forces shaping Britain's politics, defense, and global influence. From government decisions and military strategy to power struggles in Westminster, we break down the policies and people driving the future of the UK. Stay tuned, because understanding power isn't just important, it's essential. The United Kingdom is facing a turning point in its defense policy. In a statement that has captured the attention of both military experts and political analysts, Prime Minister Keir Starmer has unveiled a sweeping defense plan, promising to modernize the armed forces and prepare the country for threats on a global scale. But what does this plan really entail, and is the UK truly ready to face the challenges of the 21st century? Starmer's announcement comes at a time of heightened international tension. Across Europe and beyond, conflicts are escalating, new military technologies are emerging, and the geopolitical landscape is shifting faster than ever before. Russia's continued aggression in Eastern Europe, uncertainty surrounding China's military ambitions, and the rise of cyber warfare have forced nations worldwide to rethink their defense strategies. For the UK, a country that has historically relied on its nuclear deterrent and strategic alliances, particularly with NATO, the stakes have never been higher. At the heart of Starmer's plan is a commitment to strengthen the UK's military readiness. This includes increased investment in advanced weaponry, the modernization of naval fleets, and the expansion of Air Force capabilities. But the plan is not just about hardware. Starmer emphasizes the importance of intelligence, cybersecurity, and rapid response forces capable of acting decisively in crises. The government has already announced the creation of a unified military intelligence service aimed at consolidating existing intelligence operations and improving coordination across all branches of the armed forces. One of the most striking aspects of the announcement is the focus on future warfare. Starmer repeatedly highlighted that traditional conflicts are no longer the only threats. Modern warfare is increasingly hybrid, combining conventional military operations with cyber attacks, misinformation campaigns, and economic pressures. The UK, he argues, must be prepared not only to defend its territory, but also to protect its economy, infrastructure, and democratic institutions from these complex challenges. Critics, however, have been quick to raise questions. Some point to the UK's current military readiness, noting that decades of budget cuts and restructuring have left the armed forces stretched thin. There are concerns over whether the promised modernization can be implemented swiftly enough, and whether the UK has the manpower and technological capability to match rising global powers. Analysts have also warned that simply investing in equipment is not enough. The success of any defense plan relies heavily on training, strategy, and international cooperation. Yet, there is a sense that the Starmer government is determined to act decisively. In his address, the Prime Minister framed the plan as not merely a response to immediate threats, but as a long-term vision for Britain's role on the world stage. The plan includes a significant increase in defense spending, with funds earmarked for new submarines, fighter jets, and cyber defense units. There is also a renewed emphasis on collaboration with NATO allies, ensuring that the UK remains a key player in collective security arrangements. Another critical element of the plan is the focus on technology and innovation. Starmer has promised investment in artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles, and advanced surveillance systems. These technologies are seen as essential for maintaining an edge in future conflicts, where speed, precision, and information dominance could determine outcomes. Military experts have noted that embracing innovation is crucial, particularly as potential adversaries are rapidly developing capabilities that could challenge the UK's traditional advantages. The international reaction to Starmer's announcement has been cautious but attentive. NATO officials have welcomed the emphasis on strengthening allied coordination, while analysts in Europe have pointed out that Britain's renewed focus on defense could shift the balance of influence within the continent. Meanwhile, potential adversaries will be watching closely, analyzing whether the UK's plans translate into real-world capability or remain largely symbolic. Domestically, the plan has sparked debate in Parliament. Opposition parties have both praised and criticized elements of the proposal. Supporters argue that Britain must act boldly to safeguard its security and maintain its influence globally. Detractors, however, warn of rising defense spending without clear accountability and question whether prioritizing military power might divert resources from pressing domestic issues such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. The plan also reflects a broader trend in global politics, the intertwining of military strength and political power. In an era of uncertainty, nations that can project both influence and capability are likely to shape international events more decisively. Starmer's defense plan, in this sense, is not just about protecting borders. It is about ensuring that Britain can play an active role in shaping global outcomes, from crisis intervention to diplomatic negotiation. However, there is no guarantee that the UK is ready for the challenges ahead. Modern threats are multifaceted and unpredictable, from cyber attacks targeting critical infrastructure to hybrid warfare strategies aimed at destabilizing governments. The nature of conflict is evolving rapidly. The success of any defense plan will depend on the government's ability to adapt, invest wisely, and maintain public and parliamentary support over the long term. For the citizens of the United Kingdom, Starmer's announcement raises important questions. Are we prepared for the realities of global conflict? Can our armed forces operate effectively in a world where wars are no longer fought solely on the battlefield? And how will the balance between military spending and domestic priorities be managed in the years ahead? These are questions that will shape public debate and policy decisions for the foreseeable future. In conclusion, Starmer's defense plan represents a bold vision for the UK's military and strategic posture. It signals a willingness to confront emerging threats, invest in modern capabilities, and assert Britain's influence on the global stage. Yet, it also exposes the country to scrutiny, requiring careful planning, execution, and oversight. Whether the UK is truly ready for a global threat remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the debate over defense, security, and the projection of power will dominate political discussions in the months and years ahead. As the world continues to change at an unprecedented pace, Britain's approach to defense and policy will be a defining factor in its future, and Starmer's plan has placed the country firmly in the spotlight. Thanks for watching Power and Policy UK. If you want to stay ahead of the latest political moves and military developments, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take on how Britain is navigating its power and policy in an uncertain world.